All right. So we're still doing repressed messages. We're going to keep doing repressed messages until the repressed messages beg me to stop. And even then, there'll be no mercy. We got the Knight of Wands on the table with the Seven of Cups. This doesn't look good. King of Swords energy. Maybe we're... we'll see what's up. First it came out like player with options. Curious, creative talent, ideas. Let's keep going. Let's see what's up. Oh, another one was flipped over. Upside down. What is that? Yeah, see? When I saw that Page of Wands, I thought it was the Page of Swords. Now we have the Page of Swords, but it's upside down. I want one more card on this row. Oh, yeah. I keep picking up player with options. Something happened here. I'm trying to figure out what this King of Swords with this Page of Wands is. I mean, that Five of Cups is kind of straightforward, except it being upside down feels sort of weird, like it should be upright. And the same with that Page of Swords. So... what does this card actually say? I feel like there's lies. And this is like numb, betrayal, completion, darkest hours, internal suffering, painful ending, numb. I don't know. Hold on. I just got this. Somebody burned themselves out. Got two more. Eight of Wands underneath the Page of Swords. Oh. All right, give me one more card. Three of Wands. I see. I did pick that Three of Wands up as sort of like a third-party energy, and whoa, it's on the floor. So I thought that this Knight of Wands was entertaining three people, and these three people burned them out, like either because they were toxic or just they couldn't keep up with them, kind of thing was what I was getting. All right, so I have this Two of Pentacles underneath the Ten of Swords, and then I have this Five of Swords, Two of Wands. So we have the Three of Wands, Two of Wands, and this Page of Pentacles upright. There's another page on the table, right? Upside down. Am I tripping? I got the Page of Swords. Page of Wands, yes. Page of Swords, Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Someone walked away from, I don't even think ghosted. They cut this Queen of Pentacles off. This is you. They cut the Queen of Pentacles off. Well, because they had options. And honestly, they had something wrong internally anyway, that the mechanism that was the catalyst for this. It's almost like, and this isn't necessarily the case, it could be, if not, it's something like it. It's almost like well, I'm not sure if this is going to work out. So let me keep 2 other people on the side. You know, I kind of feel like these 3 pages, right? So we have a page of wands upright, a page of pentacles upright, and then a page of swords in reverse. Which, you know, the page of swords in reverse would have been the one that wore us out. If these people were like, you know, like the 3 people we were talking about. Doesn't have to be horrible. It could just be 3 things that didn't work out. Like I was like, oh, you know, I don't want to give to this because well, you know, it's like what I said, if this doesn't work out, I have this stuff on the back. But when you have this stuff on the back, then this doesn't work out. Sometimes the universe makes it that way because you're not supposed to, that particular situation or that particular person, you're not supposed to play with them like that. So you might be able to do it for a little while, but then after that, it will just be ended. I mean, the tower isn't on the table, but I really just don't feel like it has to be, because I don't feel like divine timing or anything has to be involved. Like, it's just an energy thing. It's not going to last, you know? So, and a lot of times too, what we forget as the person who's like literally that Queen of Pentacles, like we're not trying to show up as an option, you know, with this Page of Pentacles here, you know, they could run off and they could still have 3 wands even if we're not included. So they're going to do what they're going to do and we're going to do what we're going to do. And sometimes, you know, it doesn't work out for us, the person that reacted to whatever it was they were trying to do when they were trying to, like, let's say, introduce us into a third party. And this is like the aftermath of that. This is like I got rid of you because I had stuff inside that I should have dealt with but didn't. I could have, at this point when I had you, I could have dealt with it. I had that opportunity. I saw it. I just chose not to. This was easier, these 3 people right here with these options. And I had, by nature, hadn't really come out of this player energy anyway, even though I was in this King of Swords when I cut you off, right? I thought I was like moving towards my 10 of Cups. And then let's see what this one actually says. It's like it's stuck to the table. Messages, non-commitment, free spirit, curious, creative talent, impulsive ideas. Sorry. That is the energy of thinking that we can have our cake and eat it too, on top of this 10 of Cups. And then what happened? This is the sorrowful energy. It's upside down. So usually we could take that as either, let's see, that's the 5 of Cups. So we could take that as a 4 of Cups energy, which is a ho-hum energy, or we could take that as not being sad about it. But I think to a certain extent we weren't, and then we were. I think I've kind of said this before, like, even if we weren't sad about it, if we lost our passion for the situation, if it sounded fun and exciting in the beginning and then it's not now, then what is the point of dealing with all these people? What is the point of dealing with this Page of Swords in reverse, right? And I think to a certain extent, we came to that realization real quick. It wasn't just balancing, but it was juggling. It was juggling 10 swords and getting cut, you know, periodically to the point where we could only juggle 5 swords, right? So we had these people, then we had our 10 swords, and then we dropped 5 swords, and then we still had these people, and, you know, it's a possibility that we at that point regretted what we did, cutting this Queen of Pentacles off. I'm just getting this that time when I had all those swords. So this is now our 4 of Swords in reverse, on top of these options and this Knight of Swords. And yeah. Like, yeah, I said it and it's not there, but I'm picking up this 4 of Cups energy too, upright. So that's that walking away energy, but that's that sad move. That's that That options. I have options. I can look at Page of Pentacles in reverse. Oh. So when they cut you off, or whoever this Queen of Pentacles is, and then they walked away, they pissed them off. Because before now the Page of Pentacles is upright. Look at this. That having our cake and eating it too. And that little maneuver. I'm going to move towards what I want. We went, you do that. You go ahead and do that. Good luck. It ruined them. Yeah, look at this. What's hiding? Yes. So, God, that's weird. I've heard this story before, but not exactly told like this. You let them go. They ran off. They had a little party. I know you guys can relate. And you watch them have a party, you watch them, and then you stopped watching. You're kind of like, this show sucks, I'm gonna move on. And then their world fell apart. And it might have happened slowly. It might not have even been anything that you really wanted to watch at that point. Popcorn might not have even helped. Like, it probably fell apart so slow. And you didn't see it. So it either exploded, which I don't see on the table, but it could have. Like, some people need an explosion, right? Smoke doesn't get them to act, right? They might even see fire and not act. But the minute that bitch blows up, we are running for some buckets, right? Some people need an explosion. So maybe it exploded. Maybe it didn't explode. Maybe it just like slowly deflated. I don't think deflated is the right word. I think that it caught fire. I think that Three of Wands is symbolic of a fire. And it's funny because it's like a fire that put out their fire. That thing happened to them. I know what some of you guys know what I'm talking about, where you went, you know what? I'm not going to date anymore. I am sick of what is out there. Is it even when it comes around, it's freaking in reverse. I am tired of crying over people who aren't worth it. This person knew that those people weren't worth it. Maybe after they left, maybe before, some people cop out. Some people meet someone they really care about, but they don't want to face that. So they think it's easier for them to kick that person to the curb and go be a degenerate with some other people, because that's like, they don't have to work. Like, they don't have to wake up every morning and tell themselves that they failed, because whatever they're doing, they're winning at it, right? Except the problem is that when they introduce unstable options into the mix, and those options bring out the kerosene, a lot of times the situation isn't quite what they thought it was going to be. They learn they don't have control. They learn their belief systems don't mean crap. And then they learn that they don't mean shit to someone else, right? That thing they did to you. So they either hit rock bottom slowly, or they get dropped on their ass. Either way, they make a decision. They either decide not to date, or they decide to come back. I am so sorry. I misjudged you. You did more than that, right? Because some people can't act, right? You acted on it. You went and found out. Now you want to come back because your world is so damn small that it didn't occur to you to just go find somebody else to torment, right? Because I think when we do come back, we're still in this King of Swords energy. you've kind of moved on from that. You were upset about it, but you didn't let it rule. What is facing up in here? Look at that. Grounded. You were like, holy hell, what does he want? I said, can I talk to you? You were like, you got 5 minutes. Sometimes when you let somebody go knowing full well that there's options, or even if they don't have options, or you don't know that they have options, and you let them go knowing full well that they probably will experience other people and they'll be nothing like you. Yes. Sometimes it's a karmic thing. And when they choose wrong, they end up with losing stuff. Maybe they get it and lose it, or sometimes they never have it, or maybe they get it and someone else, takes it. Trust and believe, the way I said that is 2 different things. And then they go, oh, this happened when I said goodbye to this person, or I did this person wrong. This person was, a lot of times they realize that the person that they ditched was a wholesome person, because when they walked away and they got that garbage that goes along with the karmic situations, they saw the difference immediately. Yeah. You let them be who they wanted to be. You let them do what they wanted to do. You let them be themselves. You loved them unconditionally. You gave them strength. They thought they were going to get that somewhere else. They were sadly mistaken. You brought it all. They got nothing. And if they got it, they lost it. Sometimes when we know what's going on with people because they put it in our face and then they come back, look. We're like, are you kidding me right now? You think I can fix your situation? Right? Your energy's all jacked up, dude. Yeah. You don't match me anymore. Let me get one more. Nope, one did flip over. What was it? Yeah, you could give a rat's ass about this person anymore. You've brought yourself to a totally different place. You understood what they were going through way before they did. Once they figured out what they were going through, they tried to fix it, but they tried to fix it through a means of, it's almost like daring God and then apologizing to him later. I'm sorry, can you just fix it? And it's like, no, I can't fix this. You did this. I already fixed my situation. Now you got to go fix yours. That's a hard place to be in for this person too, because they've lost their desire to be in relationships. They're just bouncing back to you because they thought they had to be in a relationship. So, obviously this person could change. This person could choose to be in a totally different energy before they even come back to you, or before, or if you reject them and then they decide to come back later, and this is a possibility. I don't see any universe forcing anything on the table, but some people aren't stupid. And I can't say whether or not this person is someone you're supposed to be with, but I will say that I would make sure that they really want to be with you before you accept this person into your life, even as a friend. Because, like I said, some people, their nature is to come and go, even if they report to be busy, or even if they have a legitimate reason for going. And if you don't want that in your life, then I wouldn't accept it. At this point, you've done too much work and they're still so far behind you that you'd almost have to hold their hand through life to get them to catch up with you. And I can't even sit here and say that they ever can or will. Once you get here, I hate to say it, but sometimes it's just hard to find your match. Keep that in mind until we meet again.